It was a tense evening in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré sat alone in his dimly lit office at the presidential palace, scanning over a set of classified documents outlining a potential threat to national security. The situation was fragile. Any misstep could cost lives. A knock on the door broke the silence. His assistant, Awa, stepped in, her face pale and tense. She held a sealed envelope in her hand, which she quietly placed on his desk. "Mr. President," she said softly, "this came through just minutes ago. It's marked urgent." Traoré opened the envelope with steady hands. Inside was an intelligence report detailing a plot to overthrow his government. As he read the names of those implicated, one jumped out like a dagger to the heart: Moussa Kone. A childhood friend. Practically a brother. His mind reeled. He and Moussa had grown up together in Ouagadougou, weathering the same hardships, dreaming the same dreams of a better Burkina. When Traoré came to power after the coup, he had offered Moussa a significant post, believing in his loyalty and their shared vision. But now the evidence was overwhelming. Moussa had aligned himself with the conspirators. "This can't be true," Traoré muttered, staring at Moussa's name. Awa stayed silent, understanding the weight of what he was processing. Finally, she asked, "Sir, what do you want to do? Should we mobilize the army?" Traoré shook his head slowly. "No. I need to face him myself." Despite strong objections from his advisors, Traoré decided to travel alone to Bobo Dioulasso, where the plot was supposedly being coordinated. General Kabore, concerned for the president's safety, tried to dissuade him. "Mr. President, it's too risky. We don't know how many people are involved." "I'm not going there to fight," Traoré replied calmly, slipping into his military jacket. "I'm going to speak to a brother." The journey was long and quiet. Driving himself, Traoré replayed memories of shared meals, old laughter, and late-night talks with Moussa about changing their country. Arriving at the outskirts of Bobo Dioulasso, he found the modest house Moussa had been seen entering. He knocked. The door opened, revealing a man in simple clothes, his once dearest friend. "Ibrahim." Moussa's voice trembled with disbelief. Traoré looked at him for a long moment. "Why, Moussa? Why are you doing this?" Moussa hesitated, the shame visible in his eyes. He stepped aside, letting Traoré enter. The small home was humble, lined with worn furniture and old photographs, including one of the two of them as teenagers. "You know why," Moussa finally said, sitting down heavily. "Our people are still struggling. I felt like you weren't listening anymore." "I never stopped listening," Traoré replied, pacing the room. "I'm trying to build something lasting. But betrayal won't help us get there." Moussa's eyes welled with tears. "I thought I was helping, but maybe I was just angry." "Then help me the right way," Traoré said, placing a hand on his shoulder. "We can fix this, but only if we work together." Moved, Moussa nodded. "Can it really be fixed?" "It starts with accountability," said Traoré, "and the willingness to do better." Returning to the capital, Traoré called an emergency meeting. The ministers watched him closely, aware he had faced something deeply personal. "Did he confess?" asked General Kabore. "He did," Traoré said, voice steady but emotional. "He wasn't driven by power. He believed he was doing the right thing." Some in the room expected a swift punishment, but Traoré had another path in mind. "Moussa will be removed from office," he declared, "but he will be sent to help rebuild rural communities where he can truly make a difference." Some ministers approved. Others were skeptical. "This could be seen as weakness," warned the Minister of Justice. "No," Traoré said firmly. "It's leadership. Punishment alone doesn't heal a nation. Redemption does." Days later, Moussa left for his new assignment. Humble and reflective, he told Traoré, "I don't deserve your trust." "No one automatically does," Traoré replied. "But we all deserve a chance to earn it again." That night, the president walked the palace gardens, deep in thought. As he gazed at the stars, Awa brought him a cup of tea. "You look exhausted," she said gently. He smiled faintly. "Isn't it strange? Doing the right thing always feels harder than the easy thing. That's how you know it's right, Traoré replied. In the weeks that followed, other plotters were brought to justice. Some tried in court, others offered paths to redemption. Traoré also began visiting communities deeply affected by instability, listening to their stories. In a northern village, he met Fanta, a widow who had lost her husband in previous unrest. She showed him a faded photo and said, "All I want is peace for my children. Not riches, just peace." Her words stayed with him. Later that day, he attended a ceremony celebrating a local innovation center. Among the crowd was Miriam, a young scientist whose mother had always dreamed of seeing her daughter rise above hardship. With tears in her eyes, Miriam spoke to the audience. "We're not here to celebrate numbers. We're here because a country can be rebuilt with trust, with knowledge, with compassion." Somewhere across the ocean, in the U.S., a journalist asked a former American president about Traoré's leadership. "That guy," he said, surprising many. "Maybe we underestimated him." Back in Burkina Faso, Traoré continued his mission, not just to lead, but to listen, to rebuild, and to forgive.